What's up everyone, Tim here from Everyday Tactical Vids, and today we're taking a look at this bag. This is from Optics Planet. As you can see, it's from their OPMOD line, which is a line of products that they've either created themselves or they're partnering with some other companies to put together. This is the OPMOD MCS 1.0 limited edition tri-modular sling bag. You can get it in black, you can also get it in tan, and it's going to run you about 35 bucks over on the opticsplanet.com website, and if you use the code down below in the description, you can save some money when you purchase this product or other products from Optics Planet. So what I'm going to do is walk you through the specs on the pack. I will show you some of the items that I have in each section. I'm not going to go through kind of a full rundown of what I carry in this bag. Basically what I've done is I've taken my EDC items from my other sling pack and I put them in this pack, and I've been using this for a while just to test it out. So externally, a couple things to let you know. They do have the little pieces of paracord with little pull tabs on the end, so it's not a full-size zipper. Some people like that, some people don't. It definitely is quieter than if you have the full zippers. We have a pocket up here. We have a external pocket out here, and then you have basically the external pocket, another layer, and then another layer below that, and we'll talk about kind of how that works together. And then you have a large zipper that goes around the whole thing to get you into the main section. Over here on the side, you do have a carry handle. I have used this carry handle and this one on the top quite a bit. So if this is in my car and I'm trying to pull it out, it's just great to be able to grab the handle, pull it out, and then to put the actual sling on. We do have some molly webbing here on this side. Flip it over to the other side. You see no molly webbing, but there is a pocket. Now, one thing that's interesting about this pocket is that I have in here my CRKT. It's the pen case that I keep. It's a pen case from CRKT from one of the James Williams tactical pens, and I keep all my iPad and iPhone charging equipment in here. It looks like this is ultimately made to be a water bottle, contain or spot to put your water bottle, but I cannot imagine fitting any water bottle in here other than maybe like if you got a Dasani or an Aquafina bottle that you would buy at like a store. In there. It's not going to fit your average size Nalgene or a clean canteen or anything like that. But that's what's on this side. It does have a little drain hole down there. On the back, let me show you quickly some nice padding. You do have your sling here. We got a couple different attachment points here. So you got a hook here. You got a clip. I'll show you kind of what this is for in a second. And then we have a little clip here that you can attach a hydration hose to if you run a hydration bladder inside the bag. Molly here, and then molly webbing underneath here. And we've got this little, people call it a cell phone case often, but it kind of runs right across your chest. I keep a couple core items in there. You have your QD clip here to take the pack on and off. And then down in this little section, it's a pocket, and that's going to run on your right side, and a little section there to store things. Over here on this side, there is some webbing, and I'll pull this out. And this is the basically what you're going to run. It's going to go kind of from your waist up toward your chest, and it clicks in like this, and this does have a built-in whistle here. I don't generally use that. I sling the sling portion onto my across my chest, and I'm good to go. But the nice thing here is that you can just tuck this down inside, and because the padding is relatively thick, no issues. It's not like this. I feel this section of webbing that I'm putting inside there riding into my back and bothering me. Just cram it in here and it's out of the way. No issues with that whatsoever. So that's the general external setup of the pack. Now what we'll do is we'll open up these different sections and show you what's inside. Alright, so up on this top section, this is the smaller pocket. Open this up, and in here I keep a hat. I've got a spool tool in here. I've got a poncho. One thing that is cool is that in a lot of these pockets you've got other kind of sub pockets or organizing sections. They do have a pocket here where I keep a poncho, and then they have some elastic here divided into 3 different sections, so you can put your gear in there and keep it nice and organized. We've got this external pocket here. Let me open that up. Now the way this one zips is it zips down to here, and then the other zipper goes all the way around. So from here up to here is, you can't unzip that, so it's not going to fall totally open. When you open this up, you can see we have some pockets here and then some pockets here, basically on the back section of the panel. Multi-tool, flashlight. I've got some zip ties. I have an extra knife in here, tied to go stick, and then we got some batteries in a tiny little case there. So that's what I keep in this section. One thing you will notice about how I organize my gear is that I like to keep it in all the sub pockets, but sometimes there's just not enough pockets to organize the gear, so I just lay it in there, you know, as organized as I can. Go into this next section, and you can see basically this opens up nice and wide, and I've got my iPad in here. You can see that we have some hook and loop closure. Basically what you have are hook and loop here. They include a little, basically like a flat piece of kind of semi-rigid material with 4 little elastics in the corner, and you can slide an iPad in there so that when you open this up, it's attached to this, but then you can pull it off and then carry around your iPad. I don't want to do that because I have my iPad inside this this case here, but it fits nicely in there. And if you had a Kindle or something else, this is one of the original, I think it's literally version 1.0 or maybe 2.0 of the iPad, so it's a little bit larger than some of the newer ones that are out, but I keep that in there. I'll close this up quickly, and then we'll show you this next section, which the zipper is over here. So let me spin this around, I'll zoom the camera out and then show you what's in the main section. Alright, onto the main section here. Unzip this, and now we are into the main portion of the bag. I got my Bible, I got a bunch of books, got a journal here, and then there are some internal pockets. Now what I'll tell you about this is that I've got a small first aid kit in this internal zippered pocket, and then you've got some different sections here, but what I found is that if you put a bunch of things in these internal pockets and then put stuff on top, the whole pack just basically gets too thick and it's too hard to shut. So I've got some extra Q-tips because they're relatively flat, not too large, nothing in this pocket, and then my little first aid kit in this pocket. And so what I'll basically do is take some books like this, lay them down flat, and then some books like this, lay them down flat, and then what I'll do is close it up like so. Now, oh, actually I'm zipping the wrong zipper there. Let me get this one. One other thing that they do have built into this pack, and let me get a good angle on it so you can actually see it here. Yeah. There's this extra zippered section right here. Now, when I open this up, you can see that there's a bunch of webbing and stuff inside, so you can add extra gear in here, store extra gear. What I found right now is that, and you can also take actually this entire section off. What I found right now is that if I put anything in this section, again, it gets too thick and it's too hard to close them. So right now I'm not using this pocket for really anything at all. But if you, you know, depending on how you want to organize the pack, you could certainly do that. But I'll close that up like so, and then let me get the zipper here, and I'll bring it around like this, like this, like this, and now the pack is kind of back to its original setup, or how I generally run it. One other section I want to show you here is right kind of on the inside of the padding. There's a zipper down the side, and in here you can see I can run my finger through here. And so you could put a water bladder inside here and then run the hose out here. This could also be a concealed carry section. One thing to note is that it'll be resting right against your back. I mentioned earlier that the padding is quite thick and it's comfortable, so I don't think it'd be a huge issue. But to actually get into this section, you have to sling the pack around from your back to your side, unzip, and then access to get into, you know, whatever you had running inside there. But that's one more pocket that's worth noting. Couple final things I want to share with you. Other than carrying the pack as a whole, you can detach essentially this section, and using that webbing inside that I showed you that I'm not using, that can become a separate, basically a smaller carrying case that you can carry your iPad and a couple other things. You can also take some webbing, detach it, and then take the cell phone case, which is about this big, and attach it to the webbing, and now you can use that as kind of a separate carrying option. So, you know, if you have the whole pack and you want to strip it down to something a little bit more simple, they do give you a couple options within that. Here's what I'll say overall. $35 for what you're getting here. I'm very impressed with the value. Now, this is not made to be, you know, like a Maxpedition, Vanquest, something of that level, Hazard 4, some of the other options out there. But for $35, I was pretty impressed with it. You can see mine's got a little bit of a little marked up from different things. It's remained in good condition despite the fact that I've used it quite a bit. I'm always tossing it into my car. Not overly gentle with it, which is good. It's held up quite nicely. I do really like the handle here and also the handle here on the top, just so that I can grab it and go, even if I can't sling it on me immediately. I like the fact that it has a lot of different sections. The way it's set up, I do like the fact that you got pockets and then sub pockets. I would like to see some more sub pockets. And there's a couple things that I think if they did a version 2.0 they could change. For example, if you flip it over to the other side here, your what you call your cell phone case, the way when it's on your person, you have to zip away from yourself and then kind of access in like this, as opposed to if the zipper was set up the other way and coming down this side, because the sling rests more kind of like at a 45-degree angle when it's on your chest. If you unzipped, basically the stuff wouldn't fall out this way. If you unzip, the stuff can start to kind of lean out, so you got to be careful not to have that dump out. Other than that though, again, price point, 35 bucks. I think what you're getting, quite an impressive option for that price point. You know, for 35 bucks out there, you can get some pretty junky stuff. I've been impressed with this overall, again, for being in that price range. Optics Planet is kind of branching out to check out this OPMOD line. So I want to encourage you guys to check it out over at Optics Planet. I'll put a link down below if you want to head over to their website and check it out, but B, also, like I said, there's that discount code, so you can save some money if you buy this or other items from Optics Planet. So yeah, there's another cool item from Optics Planet. As always, I want to thank you guys for checking out the videos. Let's hear your feedback on this particular bag. What did you like? What didn't you like? What would you change? What would you add? And I'll pass that info on to Optics Planet when we get some once we get some feedback in the comments down below. If you haven't subscribed to Everyday Tactical Vids here on YouTube, please do so. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, check us out on Instagram and Tumblr, and more videos coming soon. Take care.